Hi, welcome to Analytics for All. In this lesson, we're going to be working with Microsoft SQL Server to check and see if a table exists. This is kind of very much a DBA or a data engineering type task we're going to do. This helps with an automating tasks like loading data and ETL type processes like that. If you don't have Microsoft SQL Server installed, that's fine. You can just watch the video. You don't really, but if you want to follow along, I'll put a link down in the description as to where to go to install the developer edition, which is free. You can use it all you want. It comes with all the tools. You just can't ever put it in production. If you put it in production, you got to get yourself a license. You got to pay for a license on that. But for free to practice, you can still use it. I'm not sure how well it plays with like Mac OS and everything. I've heard it's supposed to work, but I don't know. If not, I have another video I'll put in the description on doing the same thing, but we're using MySQL, which uses a little bit different coding in different commands than we're going to use in this one. But let's go ahead and hop over. Now, as with all my lessons, I have a full write-up on my website, analyticsforall.org. I'll put a link down in the description. Now, this page actually is good because you notice I have some code here that you can just copy and paste without having to type everything in. So all the code you're going to need, we're going to follow, is going to be found on this page. And again, the link will be down in the description. Let's go ahead over and pop open our SQL Server. All right, so here's my SQL Server, and here's the code I brought over. I'm not going to run it because I've already got it. You'll see in here I've got the sandbox and my tables. But if you're going to do it, I suggest run this first, then this, because sometimes it fails on you. But if you run it separated, it'll work fine. But all we're doing is we're creating a database called Sandbox, and we're putting a table in there called Employee ID. I've got two tables. You don't need a second table, but you can just simply use the create table table here to create another one. And I've got a video on how to create tables. I'll put that down below as well. Go ahead. Now it's created, so we're there. So again, I'm going to skip this step and move on to the next step. So the first step here, again, this is directly copied from my page. We use Sandbox. All this does is this tells it this is the database we want to work at. You can also use the drop down or anything else in here. And we're going to look at a table called information schema.tables. Now, this table I did not make. This table is created by SQL Server, and it keeps track of what's sitting in the server. So if I run this, I get back my results. I get two tables that exist inside Sandbox. Employee ID, the one I just created in the beginning, and employee lang, which is there for something else I was working on. So this right here is the table, information schema, and this will work across every database you've got to look at all the tables. So why do we care? Why would we use this? Well, again, let's imagine you're running an ETL job at night, and it's big load, so you don't want to do it during the day. So you got to load a lot of data into it, and a lot of times when you're doing this, you create new objects. What you want to do is put in a brand new table. We just wipe the old ones out so that if there's any bad data in there, you can get fresh. But the problem is if I send a command that says drop a table and there's no table there, it's going to fail. My ETL job is going to fail. Or if I try to build a table and there's one already there, my ETL job will fail. And you don't want your ETL jobs failing. So we got to check and see if it's there already. And if it is, we're going to work with it. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll show a little thing called if exists so we can use some logic to do this. So again, copying and pasting from my website. And here we go. So if exists, and then I'm going to put inside the brackets, I am going to put a search. I'm going to say select from information schema tables where table equals name. This N in front, this is a Unicode thing. It's a T-SQL. That's it's encoded in Unicode. You don't actually need this, but if you ever see this, I want to put it up there. Sometimes you'll see this in Microsoft SQL Server. This means it's a Unicode. And Unicode are things like instead of just varchar as a data type, you've got this thing called nvarchar. And you can look it up more. I can put a link below for that too. But we don't actually need it here. I just had it up there to show you. So we're going to go down now. If exists, select star from information schema tables where table name is employee ID. And then I'm going to say begin, print yes, end. Okay? It says yes. Let's change it to employee IDs and see what happens. Got nothing. It says nothing at all. So let's make that more useful. So just seeing nothing doesn't really help me a lot, right? So what we can do is we can add an else statement. If you guys know basic programming, if-then statements, you have if-then else. So what we're doing here is if exists, print this, else, print no. So there it goes. Whoops, I hit the new query button. Sorry, 1 second. Let's go back and go ahead and run this. There you go. No. So again, if I set it to the correct, if I go, let's just try employee Lang, just so you see it works correctly. Bang. Yes. No. All right. So this is a simple if-then logic thing. So it's if exist, then else. Now. So let's go ahead. I mean, this doesn't do much. Let's actually make something useful out of this now, okay? All right, this is what we're here for. If exist, select from the information schema tables where table name is employee ID. Now, we're going to say if it exists, I want you to drop the table. Okay? And if it doesn't exist, go ahead and create the table. Else, we just want to make a statement. Let us know it's there. It's not there, so there's no table. We'll just print no table. End that. And then after that, now we're safe to run this line here. Now we can create the table because it's gone now. Once we run this, if it's there, it'll be gone. We're going to go ahead and, whoops. So we're going to create the table, and we're going to insert some values into it. We can get this end statement, and we are good. So let's go ahead, take a look here, refresh the sandbox. Take a look. I've got 2 tables. I'm going to run this. Let's just show I've got nothing in this table, obviously. It's empty. We'll go ahead back to the command now, and I'm going to run this. It's going to drop the table. If it didn't have a table there, it would print no table, and then it's going to create the employee ID and add the names to it. So let's go ahead, run it right now, and let's see what happens. Now we went through there. Now let's run this, and you'll see it's actually loaded. We actually loaded it up, some employee names right there. So this is your basic tool for checking to see if an object, a table, anything, you could be a view, it could be a database, anything is there and exists, and we can tell it how you want it to react based on that. Again, you can go to my website. I have the link down there. You can follow along, just copy and paste the code as you want to go. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button. Leave me a message down below if there's something you want me to work on. I've built videos for people, all kinds of stuff. I don't, as long as it's inside the world of data science, data analytics, so R, Python, you want to do some probability mathematics, you want to do any kind of visualization, SQL, Excel, I'll be happy to make videos. Just let me know what you want me to work on, and I'm glad, hope to see you again. And go and visit my website, and thank you very much.